Yo, welcome to Mental Smash YouTube. Today we are still in Expanded. We're gonna do a handful of Expanded. We'll go kind of back and forth a little bit, but I've been enjoying playing a little bit of Expanded. You had the Egg Splat deck the other day that I put a lot of time into over winter break. I was visiting family and I put like 30 something games into that one. This Fusion Strike Expanded deck I've also put like 25 games into, which like is kind of a lot for me to do when I'm not streaming or anything like that, because it's been surprisingly fun. It's much more quote unquote fair and Expanded because everything's broken and Expanded, but the same engine, there's a lot of Pokemon here, correct? We'll talk about them in a second, but the same engine, the Genesect and the Mew, huge double colorless energy. You can use Cross Fusion Strike to copy Techno Blast. That is a first big difference. We do not play Fusion Strike energy, we play zero basic energy. What do you do against, Xurkitree GX? What do we do? We copy Max Miracle. We hope they can't follow us. It's fine, but I'm fine taking the L to those because the DCE is so good. We are using Cross Fusion Strike every single time to copy our bench Pokemon. The thing that DCE lets us do is we can miss an attachment and still attack. So like we can miss the turn 1 attachment, who cares? Attack on turn 2. It also lets us abuse Acerola, put one of your Pokemon that has any damage counters on it and all cards attached to it into your hand, and it lets us abuse Max Potion as well. I'm currently have the 2 of them. I'm not sure if you need both. Originally I was just running Max Potion. I was like, Acerola seems good. Actually, while we're here, I forgot to hit save. Acerola should be an AZ. In the game we're going to play, it's still an Acerola. But I talked about this with someone in the Discord. You can join the Discord, it's in the description box below. And they're like, Acerola is just better. And I'm like, no. And then I was like, wait, yes. This gives us a chance against Stall, the Acerola plus the Girafarig. So that'll be in the description box. The deck list will be correct, but the game will have the Acerola still. AZ is just better because you so rarely miss the energy. We also play the Guzma Hala, which lets us search out that energy. It thins the hand, and it lets us find Sky Field. This is the coolest part of the deck. We play Sky Field, have 8 Pokemon on their bench. That's why we play all these extra supplementary Pokemon in addition to the Fusion Strike ones. It's fine to have a bench of 5 Fusion Strike Pokemon and like 2 that aren't. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You're still drawing until you have 6 in hand, like 3 or 4 times per turn. And sometimes, and you'll see this in the game we're about to play, you'll have 7 Fusion Strike Pokemon on your bench and you'll draw until you have 8 cards in your hand, which is absolutely disgusting. Another thing this lets us do is we play the Resetting Hole Marshadow. We can actually bump our own Sky Field with either Field Blower or the Marshadow to clear off other Pokemon on our bench as well, to clear off some of the liabilities. So this is nice. It gets around Path to the Peak, which is one of the big weaknesses of the deck, but it also lets us bump off our own stuff. I've done this against Zoroark Checkmate, the like Naganadel GX Zoroark deck. That's actually a really fun matchup. I was not able to get one. I was not able to record any of the ones that I played against. I played it several times and I kept losing until I figured it out. You let them use Stinger GX, and then what you do is you Psychic Leap with 2 Power Tablets or a Power Tablet plus a Muscle Band, just better Vitality Band. You Psychic Leap the weak Naganadel GX, shuffle your Mew VMAX back into the deck, and then you have no 3 prizers on the field, and you have 2 Mews and some Genesects. And at that point, they cannot take 3 prizes in the turn unless they pull out the Draw 2 Prism combo or something like that. And you kind of just win the game because you have 1 prize card remaining. They have 3. They can't take 3. You can take 1 on absolutely everything. That's actually a super fun. But anyway, the Marshadow is nice because we can clean off stuff on our bench, but also Path to the Peak. We play a Girafarig with Get Lost. This is just kind of a nice tech to have. A lot of people only play 1 Guzma or 1 Gusting card in Expanded. So occasionally there are times where it's like, it's actually optimal for me to just use Get Lost, get rid of their Gusting effect, and then I kind of just win the game from there because I can keep running around and pivoting between these Pokemon. It also gives us a chance against stall decks. Not a great one. Open deck list, you probably lose. Closed deck list, you can probably win a game 1, and if you win game 1 against stall, you're good. If they leave a Faba and a Lusamine in the discard pile, you can get lost both of them. And then you can actually win the game still because you have a Shred attack with Max Miracle. You can use Cross Fusion Strike to copy Max Miracle on the bench. The AZ means Snorlax cannot block a Genesect from retreating, since we can't actually attack with Genesect in this deck or any of the other Pokemon. You can just AZ it, and then via Seeker, get it back with that. So, nice little card there. It's not super useful, but it has its niche cases that it's worth keeping in here. Sudowoodo, we play Sky Field. We don't want our opponent to have a big bench. We want to have a big bench. So the Pseudo lets us do that, and it's never really a bad thing. Like I said, it's not a Fusion Strike Pokemon, but you don't have to have only Fusion Strike Pokemon. You can afford to have other ones. The Oricorio, the big thing here is the extra 20 means this thing has 330 HP, which is slightly harder to hit. The Mews cannot be ultimate raid after a GX attack from ADP. That's a pretty big one as well. The 5 damage counters can also be pretty cute against stuff like Mad Party. You can copy the Oricorio, and you just kind of rotate between, all right, I'm going to use, what's it called? Glistening Droplets. 4 on a bundle B, 1 somewhere else. They hit you for not enough, then you Psychic Leap. The next turn you go into another Mew, you go Glistening Droplets, 4 on a bundle B, 1 somewhere else. And you can kind of pick stuff off that way, and you just keep chaining Psychic Leap and the Glistening Droplets. Pick off a Ditto Prism on the opponent's bench. There's a lot of stuff you can do with that. So I've liked it so far. 1 Tapu Lele-GX because of Wonder Tag. Lets us search for a supporter. Again, one of the reasons why this deck is so strong and expanded is you can play a card like this and get these cards that we play all these one-ofs that we can just go search out of our deck either turn 1 or at the end of the game. What else is in here? I really like Dowsing Machine in this deck over Computer Search. This is on purpose because sometimes you just burn cards early. You're ultra balling away supporters, VS Seekers. It's a pretty aggressive deck in terms of draw, and so Computer Search isn't the best in the world. It's not, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go Computer Search for a Nest Ball for a Genesect to draw more cards. It's not great. I've preferred the Dowsing to reuse Power Tablets or supporters, or Special Charge is a big one that I've definitely had to use. Sometimes you end up in an awkward situation where you have to discard a Special Charge early in a matchup where you need it or something like that. So you can Dowsing for it back, or you end up in a weird spot where you might get Parallel Citied. You already got to use your Stretcher, so you can Dowsing Machine, get the Stretcher back, shuffle 3 back in, fill your bench again, you're good to go. So that's kind of the outline of the deck. Currently the flex spot too, if you're like, Mello, there's a card I want in here that you don't have, I'd cut the Wally. It hasn't been amazing, but it's kind of cool going second. And it's another like search card for a VMAX, which isn't the worst thing in the world because you don't really need to support her that often. But if there's something in here that you want, I'd cut the Wally first. And the next card to cut would probably be the AZ and or Giraffe. Well, if you're going to cut the AZ, go AZ and then Giraffe in that order. But you can cut both of those. Makes your stall matchup absolutely unwinnable instead of just very difficult. But let's go ahead and check out a game with the deck on the PTCGO ladder. It's super fun. I know you've heard me talk about the techs a lot. I think this deck is super well built, and I'm a huge fan of it. But let's go ahead and check out that game real quick. Okay, so we're going to play some Mew VMAX now. We're going to see, how it's a little different and expanded. Now, we do want to go first, usually. I know we have the Wally in here, but generally going first is good. You just get to get board set up. Most decks aren't fast enough to really destroy you on turn 1. We can have some really tough turn 1s going first, though. We just don't play enough draw supporters for me to think going second is optimal. This is a hand where going second might have been better, but you know what? It's totally fine. We can always Ultra Ball away that Juniper. We're going to check the Trainer's Mail first. Okay, we hit a Nest Ball. That's good. We're going to have a pretty strong turn 2. A quick check, double colorless. Yep. Grab that. Go there. We could Ultra Ball away 1 and 2 to grab another Genesect. We're going to throw this down. The odds of it getting KO'd are ridiculously low. I think I'm fine vibing here. We don't need much out of this hand right now. Keep the Ultra Ball. Keep the Sky Field, importantly. We can Ultra Ball away the VS Seeker and the top deck, or the VS Seeker and the Sky Field. And we're going to try and string together a KO on this ADP. I know it seems a little conservative of a turn, but with the Juniper in hand and knowing my opponent's not taking a prize this turn, I think we're fine doing it this way. Now, one tough thing about this is we do want to VMAX both of our Mews, so hopefully they cannot Ultimate Ray KO. Okay, well, we'll see. If this grabs a Fury Belt, then we're in a slightly tougher spot because they're going to be able to Fury Belt KO a Genesect to take 3 prizes. Or Muscle Band also works. Muscle Band's better for us, of course, because it's easier for us to actually KO this ADP. And here is almost going to be the Altered Creation GX. Do they have anything else? Thunder or Stormy Mountains, that's fine. I'm probably going to grab another Dragonite. And grab a Cocoa Prism, potentially. They could just pass. Not pass, sorry. They could just attack. Seems unlikely they're not going to grab something with the Stormy Mountains. Another Dragonite, totally fine. The extra damage from the Dragonite doesn't actually do anything. Or they're going to keep digging. I wonder what they're digging for. I wonder why they wouldn't attach that Muscle Band. What else is in their hand? They must have a pretty solid hand. If they're not putting the Muscle Band here. That would have let it do 300 damage. Pretty good. If they're not putting the Muscle Band on the active, actually. Huh. So if we evolve both of our Mews, we're like in a very fine spot. Because they can't Ultimate Ray KO a Genesect. Okay. Double check. Nothing in here. Yeah, we do have 3 Mew VMAX. We're going to go 1, 2. We can grab one of our VMAXs now with the Ultra Ball if we so desired, but we're actually just going to go grab another Genesect. I think I'm going to save my Fusion Strike systems for after as well, because the odds of drawing cards, that we want are very, very, very high. We're going to go here. The question is, do we want the blower? We want, yeah. We're going to go Quick Ball, get rid of this, grab another Genesect. We need the Muscle Band because we're going to go for 210, 230, and then 2 Power Tablets. Yes. We have a Muscle Band there. Treasure. We're actually going to get rid of the VS Seeker. I think we just need to dig as much as we can, but we are going to grab a Mew. I know it's 1 less card to draw, but this says they cannot Ultimate Ray anything for an OHKO next turn. Well, they can Ultimate Ray this for an OHKO, but that's fine. I'm going to let us draw another card. Trainers Mail, a burnable card. The problem is there are no more Fusion Strike cards that we can draw, or that we can get. If I bench a Mew, they can always just Ultimate Ray it, and I don't want them to be able to do that. They actually can't. We need another thing, right? Yeah, because they'd be hitting for 160. So actually, we are going to go grab. Draw again. Still no Power Tablets. How unfortunate. If they blower us, I think we're still fine. We only have 2 Power Tablets in deck. Oh my goodness. I did not see those prizes. Fine, this always hits a Power Tablet. Oh, it does. I'm going to throw a DCE down here. Tablet number 1. Gosh, I kind of want to save all these. And if we hit a tablet, we're fine. Not quite. It's okay. Quick Ball there. Get this thing out of the deck. And get rid of this. Grab a VMAX. And Tablet or Dowsing Machine does the job. Tablet does it. 210, 230. Yep. Tablet. Treat. Cross Fusion Strike and hit him with the Techno Blast for the OHKO. 290 damage. So now they're going to need Double Dragon Energy and Guzma. And they can still win before we win. But they're going to need to go find Hidden Elixir, find their Cocoa Prism. There's the Double Dragon. They have a Guzma as well on this turn. If they hit the active, we have the Acerola, and it's essentially... would we even want an Acerola, actually? Yeah, because we got a Power Tablet off the prizes. Oh no, we have the Muscle Band. Duh. They only have 200. They do 250, but they have 230 HP. The Muscle Band lets us OHKO the Dragonite. So they can still win before we win, like I said. But they're going to need Guzma here, and then the next turn, they're going to need like an Elixir, they're going to need a Cocoa on this turn, and they're going to need another Guzma. I don't know, they need a lot. Okay, the Blower's annoying. Not the end of the world. Throw down the Lele for Guzma. Yep. That is fine. Let's see. Get rid of the Muscle Band and probably a Float Stone. Could we get rid of the Sky Field? Okay, they get rid of the Sky Field. Get rid of the 2 Mews. I don't think we need them. They're going to Guzma, KO, and Genesect. Okay, they don't get down a Cocoa. So next turn they need Double Dragon Energy, Tapu Cocoa, Guzma. I don't know if they can pull that one off. Also end them to 3, which is kind of nice. And is in the discard pile. Yep. We're going to go Tablet, gets us the KO. Bench this. VS Seeker. Grab the N. They're going to have 3 cards to work with. They have to pull off a 3-card combo. Yep. Some unplayables, but that's fine. Fusion Strike System 1, draw up to 6. Get a DCE. Not super useful. What do I even want to draw here? I guess we can go and throw it down. How many VS Seekers are we down? 3. Ultra Ball. Fail. Draw some more. Okay. Cross Strike. Techno Blast. Knockout. And we win next turn. If they don't, pretty much. They promote this, which means they can't Elixir to it. So they have to find a new Dragonite to Elixir to. Or they can always retreat and then Guzma. They can retreat, Elixir, or Cocoa, Double Dragon Energy, Guzma. That's not going to help them get there. Escape Rope, we can push like the Oricorio. The Naguz does not do it for them. They can't GX again, and that would only be 2 prizes anyway. And oh my god, wait, no, it's not dark. It's not dark. The attacks are dark. I thought for a second it was a dark type. And I was like, oh no, they can OHKO me, but no, they cannot. It attacks for a dark energy. They can hit me with this, which is like cool. We have the Goose though. They'd end me to 1. Smarty's fine. It goes to the bottom of the deck, but we have so many draw cards. A Skyfield plus a Quick Ball would get us, yeah, Lele for Guzma, so we have game in hand. They can't win unless they can do something I cannot think of. Yeah, okay, that's it. That should be the game. They've already attached for turn, so they can't get a Double Dragon Energy on this thing anyway. And this is why we play the Tapu Lele in the deck. It might seem ridiculous to play these non-Fusion Strike Pokemon, but you can use them, so why wouldn't you? there is the Dance of the Ancients. This is the correct play by my phone. The odds of me KOing this are ridiculously low. Being down 3 power tablets and a muscle band, I'd have to assume like, okay, you'd have to play 2 muscle bands and a dowsing machine. What we're gonna do is throw down the Sky Field. Quick ball. Sure. Grab the Lele. Yep. Tapu Lele. Wonder Tag. Grab the Guzma out of the deck. Bring up the Crobat. And cross Fusion Strike. Hit him with the Techno Blast. And that is game. And you can see the power of Mew. We got the turn 2 KO on the ADP. And just the amount of pressure that we were applying makes it hard for them to keep up. And of course, if they hit like both of the elixirs, the game becomes a little harder. You know, they need it so much. You can see kind of the power. You can see why we play the Hand Disruption was there. You see why we play the Lele. You saw the Sky Field. We were drawing till we had like, I think 7 or 8 cards in hand instead of just 6. It's just so powerful. So hopefully you like the video. I know it's Mew VMAX, so sometimes kind of like, mellow. We see a lot of Mew VMAX already, but in Expanded, it's also a pretty viable deck. And I think this is the way to play it with the double colorless energy. We didn't have to heal in that one. But, you know, had they chosen to attack the Mew, or had they not been able to have a Guzma out on that first turn, they would have attacked the Mew, we would have Acerolled, and we would have just won the game that way. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, all the other YouTube stuff, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.